So it's the early 2000s. I'm in the robbery bureau. Lieutenant Darren Goods. Now he's still up in the office, and I am too. I don't remember what we were working on, but we were doing something. Well, they get a call out. It's out there in the 5500 block of Summer Avenue. It's right out there, and there where Summer runs into the interstate. There's a strip mall out there. One of the stores, it used to be a Hobby Lobby, and then it became an at-home store. In fact, I used to shop there when it was Hobby Lobby. There's an elderly lady that was attacked and robbed. She was beaten. And they took her to the med. So we go out there and we're looking at the scene, and then we get word that the victim has died. Now this poor little old lady, best I remember, she was in her 70s, late 70s maybe, even early 80s. Very elderly. Well, she had parked there in that parking lot, and it's a pretty big parking lot. And it was early evening, it was daytime, there were people out. And she'd gotten out of her car and she was walking to the store. And she got right up to the doors, and of course it's those automatic doors where you step on the mat, the door will open. Well, that's how far she got. Well, there happened to be a fella in that parking lot. He had his girlfriend with him. They were in their late teens or maybe in their 20s. Young. Well, they wanted to go shopping at Wolf Chase Galleria. Well, they didn't have any money, and God forbid you should go get a job or anything like that, or ask money from your parents or whatever. So what you do is you go to a strip mall somewhere and you rob people. And of course the favorite victims of robbers are elderly females, because they're the weakest, less likely to defend themselves, won't be able to identify you later. Of course, second favorite victim of robbers are elderly males, all for the same reasons. You pick on the weakest and those who are the most defenseless. So he's standing out there near the doors, and he's just waiting for the right victim. So there's no telling how many people walked by him while he was standing there. Well, he sees this little old lady, and he says, "This is it." So he knocks her down, and he's trying to get her purse from her. Well, the purse it's caught on her arm because she had her arm bent, because she's carrying her purse. Of course, now she's done got knocked down. So, of course, she's not able to just straighten her arm back out. You'd think, dude, if he done knocked her down, he'd just bend down there and get her purse off her arm, but that wasn't good enough for him. So he started stomping her, and he stomped her, and he stomped her, and he kept on stomping her. Now, people in the store, they see what's going on. Nobody helps her. So I guess he got tired of stomping her, and finally he figured out how to get her purse off her arm. And he runs and gets in the car, and him and his little girlfriend, they take off and they head out to Wolf Chase Mall. Now, of course, they're out there on their big shopping spree. They have no idea that this woman that they've beaten near death, well, now she's dead. They're out there using that credit card. Well, they get caught. And they bring them up to robbery. Now, I don't tell them that that woman has died. In fact, I don't even talk to the main suspect. You don't talk to the main suspect first, you talk to all the other ones first. Well, come to find out, they'd met some other people out there, so they were on a big shopping spree with this little old lady's credit cards. So every one of them, they kind of hem-hawing around, and they really don't want to talk about it. Now, each time I mention to them that, oh, by the way, that little old lady, she's dead, then all of a sudden they want to talk. They want to talk a lot. No more lies, no more bullshit. They start telling. So I think it ended up being the suspect's girlfriend, another guy, and another female. They all give statements about either what dude did on the scene or what he told them he had done. And so we wrap it up for that night. The next morning, we call dude up. Now we don't bring him into robbery because now it's a homicide case. So we get him over there in homicide, and I'm sitting in there, and the late great Tim Sims is in there with me. Read dude his rights and signs off on his waiver form, and he's all cocky, and he doesn't care. He doesn't care about a robbery. That's all he thinks it is. Because he knows he's not going to get any time because it's Memphis and it's the state of Tennessee. He's not going to get any time. So he's in there just jabbering away with us. Confesses to the robbery, confesses to stomping that woman, and after we get done, he signs off on his confession, and we tell him, oh, by the way, you know that woman's dead, don't you? Well, he doesn't believe us. He thinks we're just pulling his leg. We ask him, does he know what interview room he's in? He goes, no. We ask him, do you know what office you're in? No. So we told him, you're in an interview room in the homicide office, and that little old lady's dead, and you killed her. Now, he did a little bit of wailing and crying and all the other, but still didn't bother him too bad. That's the trouble. No conscience. I never met the victim's son. He was from out of town, and talked to him on the phone. That was very sad. Very sad nobody would help her. Very sad we live in a society like we do. Doesn't say much for Memphis, does it, when the victims you choose to attack are those that least likely to defend themselves.